It is 6:30, June 11th. I'd like to call to order the Plan Commission meeting. Mike, can you take a roll?
Uriah Monday. Stapleman. Hajewski.
Here.
Anfinson. Myers.
Here.
Albright.
Here.
Finkley.
Here.
We have a quorum.
We have a quorum. Meeting was properly noticed.
It sure was.
All right, I'll look for a motion to approve the agenda.
Move to approve the agenda.
We have a first, we have a second. Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All against? Motion carries. I'll look for a motion to approve the minutes from our May 14th meeting.
Move to approve the minutes.
Second.
We have a first and we have a second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
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 All against? Motion carries. Regular business, number 2, swearing in of committee members. I believe we all have to be sworn in.
We do. So we're gonna make this short and sweet. I'm gonna have all of you stand up at the same time.
Even me?
Except Molly,
Why?
because
she's
she's
our
sworn in
council
as a
member.
council
She's
person.
special.
So she's the council member that's on,
She doesn't get a star then. Not in this
no star for her. Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name,
I, Shelley Albright,
having been appointed
having been appointed
to the City of Columbus Plan Commission,
to the City of Columbus Plan Commission,
swear that I will support
swear that I will support
the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the State of Wisconsin,
the Constitution of the State of Wisconsin,
and the ordinances of the City of Columbus,
and the ordinances of the City of Columbus,
and will faithfully
and will faithfully
discharge the duties
discharge the duties
of said appointment
of said appointment
to
to
the best of my ability.
the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
So I'm going to have those
Gotta
that
get her
are.
a sword.
Yeah.
You can knight us.
I'm going to have you guys sign these.
Thank you.
What's the date today?
The 11th. She'll probably date it. I just signed mine.
Just like that, June is almost halfway over.
I know. We already got to get our house cleaned up for 4th of July.
We'll make some copies there. All right, thank you very much.
Thank you, Susan.
Louise.
All right.
Get my garage cleaned out.
Number 3, public comments. Please keep your comments to 3 minutes or less.
I don't see anyone here. And again, part of the reason having this on this meeting and future meetings is to allow the public opportunities to comment really on anything, but specifically the zoning rewrite. We've got a lot of changes coming, and this just gives more opportunities for people to come forward and voice and provide comments to the Plan Commission.
Okay. Number 4, consider and take action regarding the updating of the city's comprehensive plan. Mike?
Yeah, this is, oops. One, one of the critical and kind of needed financing programs from WIDA with an H, Wisconsin Housing and Economic Development Authority, is a loan program that provides very low interest rates in and it may be as low as 1%. It's a significant thing. But to access that, one of the municipality that the business is gonna be in needs to have the housing chapter of its comprehensive plan updated at least within the last 5 years. Our plan was adopted early June of 2021, so ours is currently not up to date for that requirement. There are some other requirements along the way, including having a citywide policy that reduces cost in one shape or form. It could be increased height, maximum heights in the district. It could be reduced setbacks, things like that, reduced parking requirements, things like that. We will have that at the end of the year when we adopt our zoning rewrite. We will also need to update our housing chapter of the comprehensive plan. So we have the opportunity to do that, if you wish. And this would benefit, we had requests last year, or the year before, someone was inquiring about it, didn't end up utilizing it. But there's interest out there from business people out there looking to do residential development projects. So this kicking off, if you agree to go and rewrite this chapter of the comprehensive plan, we could get this adopted, updated by the fall. It requires, one of the first things you need to do is to adopt a public participation plan, which is the next agenda item, and have council adopt that. And that's essentially, the state statute says they want input from the public throughout the process, just not at the end when we have a public hearing. But that's the gist of it. This is really kind of to get us accelerate and keep that financing program open to people who want to do projects in the city.
So it's for projects or for home buyers?
It's for developers to finance residential projects. It could be a mixed-use project as well. It has to have a residential component.
I have a question. So is that based on federal lending, or is this more state?
My understanding is it's state. It's based
WIDA.
on the, a lot of times there's money that's mixed together, so
Right.
it gets complicated. But these rules are in state statutes tied to WIDA.
Okay, so what kind of loan is it? Is it like HUD? Is it, I don't know. I can't think of the acronyms right now, but there's multiple loans, whether it be state or federal, that they could be potentially eligible for.
I'll try.
Because is that for individuals? Or is that for,
I'm not sure. I think HUD is for residential. Is this also for businesses as well?
This is for a
it's for,
business.
yeah, it's for
Okay.
the developers, so that they can probably offset their expenses and such.
Restore Main Street program is my understanding.
Yeah, restoring Main Street. So is this like Cardinal, the Cardinal embroidery project, kinda, or no? Okay, because that was WIDA, or.
Well, I mean, I don't know, I haven't heard about that project, so.
Well, it's been done and over with, but I think he's doing another one, right? The Cardinal embroidery, Kaba.
That, he doesn't own Cardinal Embroidery, so that's why I'm confused.
He owns the building.
He owns the building, not the business.
Correct. Oh, yes,
Yeah,
I
that's why I was
misspoke.
confused,
Yeah.
yeah.
I misspoke. I meant the building.
I'm not aware of any program,
Okay.
development project that he's working on that he
Okay.
needs a loan, so.
So, what is the cost to the city for doing these updates, and can it be done in-house, or are you looking to hire outside?
We're doing it in-house.
Good.
So there's no fee to update our records? I mean, other than,
Staff salary and
Staff, yeah.
benefits.
Yeah, we talked about this last last session. We wanted to get it done to
Well-
make it, to meet the requirements of the state and not do.
That was for the land use chapter with the new updated legislation for the land use chapter. This effort this summer and fall would be just for the housing section. Unfortunately, with everything going on,
Right, I mean, there are two different reasons why we're updating it, but essentially it's still
Yeah, we're gonna
it's our
up-
comprehensive plan.
we're gonna
Yeah.
update it this year and we'll update it probably again next year.
Yeah.
But next year's will be at least the land use chapter and
And probably a
maybe
little
a
more
couple
thorough.
more. If we, looking at if we reevaluate the scope and what chapters need more updating. But this is, I think this is really important updates so we give potential developers an opportunity to do projects in the city, and better to start it now and get to that
Good.
ability to have developers qualify for lending.
Have any of the most recent projects been funded through this prior to our
Recent
expiration on
projects such as,
Tower Drive?
no. Nope.
So nobody's applied for a loan?
Well, we haven't really been eligible if we don't meet their guidelines, right?
We did up until, well, I don't know if we did with the one, that we need that one policy-wide cost reduction, and we probably didn't have that even
Okay.
last month, so.
Okay. Any discussion on why we shouldn't move forward?
You'll see this chapter won't be terribly hard to draft. The bulk of the work will be in updating the goals and objectives and policies, which definitely need updating. So that's really more of a discussion with the plan commission and what you guys want to have in there. And then, of course, we'll talk more about some actions in the public participation plan in the next item. But those are where the bulk of the time is probably going to be spent.
Guess I'll look for a motion to take action.
I move to approve proceeding with the update of comprehensive plan with an emphasis on the housing chapter.
I'll second that.
We have a first and second. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All against? Motion carries. Next on the agenda, consider and take action regarding the public participation plan for amending the city's comprehensive plan.
So this public participation plan, again, the whole idea here is to include the public at the front end, not just the back end. There's a number of different ways to do this. Some cost more than others, some take more time than others. What we have before you is to inform people via social media channels, have a project webpage, including a input form on that page so people can provide written comments, have public comments at plan commission meetings, which we're doing, and do a survey. Well, I meant, I have an older version in here. I was hoping only to do, I was, have a survey in here, to do an online survey. This is an earlier draft that has focus groups in there. Staff is not recommending that unless the plan commission wants to see that happen. But staff thinks that if we properly promote a survey, we'll be able to get enough input on that. But if you want to have us do a focus group of some sort, we could do that.
And that's just that first sentence under meetings,
That's just the first sentence under meetings, and you would do the rest?
We
The
would do the
workshop would still
social
happen?
Yeah, the workshop is
So
essentially.
it's just the first sentence of the
Yeah,
meetings is
yeah.
not,
Yeah.
not gonna happen,
Yeah,
okay,
unless you wanted to.
unless you want, okay.
You know, it's one of these things there are different tools, surveys, you get a straightforward answer. That's the nice thing, on it. You can easily tabulate it, see the results. You have to write the questions a certain, how you word the question matters and it can impact your answer. Focus groups, you can ask questions and then do follow-up questions of why do you feel this way or whatever. So you can get deeper into the why aspect. So there are benefits to doing focus groups. How challenging would it be to get people to volunteer to be part of a focus group? That might be a challenge in executing that. So that's one of the reasons why staff is recommending to do the survey. And people have self-identify as residents, business owners or managers, and those kinds of things. And ultimately, all this public input are pieces of information for your consideration. It doesn't mean, one of the challenges in all this is if you get into surveys, sample size and all that kind of stuff. So generally, hey, this is input for consideration. It doesn't mean it's 100% accurate of the complete thinking of the community. So ultimately, as Plan Commission, as you guys do on many other issues, you're taking in information, the background information that's going to be in the draft, and putting up that all together and identifying some goals and objectives and policies. But this is the first step, and whatever version you approve tonight will go on to council for adoption.
So I have a question in regards to the focus group. So how many residents and/or attendees do you think you'd need to do that? Like, are you talking 20? Are you talking more?
20 focus groups? Or
Yeah,
people?
how many people? If you're doing a focus group, how many people would you really?
I don't like focus groups being more than 7 to 9 people, and typically you'd want a theme. Each focus group would be a theme, say, multifamily, property owners.
So you'd want
could be-
experts of some kind that know what we're talking about.
Expert in the theme, whatever
Yeah.
that might be.
Well, knowledge-
It
not
could
necessarily
be
expert, but
single-family
knowledgeable, yeah.
homeowners, it could be, stakeholders, but there needs to be a theme to each focus group, so they have some kind of uniformity in some way.
So they're all talking the same language.
Yeah.
Well, so they understand
They have a
the potential
They have
problems
a
that,
certain
yeah.
similar perspective or
Yeah.
point of view. That doesn't necessarily mean they all will have the same ideas, but they come from a certain point of view, generally speaking.
They can at least understand what each other is saying.
Yeah,
Where you pull
so,
me in, I wouldn't know anything about building multifamily homes.
Yeah,
Right.
right, and the challenges and the needs and, people, you could have, a focus group of renters,
right,
of people who rent property in the city, and what their viewpoint is towards housing, those kinds of things. So those are kind of the way you think about things when it comes to focus groups.
so then if somebody is knowledgeable about some topic or whatever, I mean, we have committee members and commission members that are fairly active in the community. So would they make a good focus group, or are you actually talking about residents that aren't really affiliated with what goes on down here? Or both?
I'm thinking you're looking at people not on committees.
Yep,
that fit
so
the
that
theme.
they-
Multifamily landlords,
Yep.
apartment renters, people who rent apartments and/or homes, because that could be a different viewpoint than someone who owns homes.
Right.
So you want these different kind of demographic groups that have a different viewpoint at housing.
So we have a group of people, they like to be active within the community, but they aren't necessarily survey type people. But then again, trying to get people to come to stuff physically can be a tad bit challenging. I mean, people like to come and look at whatever, PowerPoints or paper or whatever. But yeah, trying to get enough people here to volunteer to come
You have to identify the theme,
Yeah.
then you have to identify probably 1.5 to 2 times the people that you want in the focus group, because not everyone will have the time to do it. And then you gotta organize, it can be a lot of work. I think there's value in focus groups in various, in some sections of the plan more than others. This is one that I think a survey and your collective knowledge as a plan commission would be enough to adequately do that, from my perspective.
Yeah.
But
You might
if,
want to change the language then, instead of saying will be held to may be held, so there could be some discretion in the process of. if
we
you're-
don't want discretion, because we want to execute what's in this. This is essentially a plan for a public participation, so
You want direct,
we want to.
yeah,
we wanna be
direct plan
specific.
to be able to get this stuff accomplished without having to jump through hoops or make
And then the
additional
other
decisions.
aspect of this with the survey, if you want to do the survey, question staff has is, what role do you want in the survey? Do you want to see a draft of the survey before it goes out? Because that affects timeline on how we go forward, or do you want to have staff develop that survey and execute it? That's another thing I would like to hear from you guys.
I personally would, but that's, because words matter, and the resident might not speak your guys' language, and so that's just my personal opinion. If the general population doesn't, then that's fine too.
If it's data we have to work with, I'd say I would like to see it first. I don't want to slow you down, but
Well, I mean, that's why I'm asking is
Yeah.
because I'll adjust our timeline, based on,
Do you have to do that at a meeting, though? Or can it be done by email?
that was my next question.
we could, if you if
You don't want to create a walking quorum though.
you could
You just don't reply all. I mean, that's easy.
you can provide input to staff directly, but then it's up to staff to, all right, to kind of like, what makes, you may like a question just fine, someone else may
Yep,
not.
and there's not time for discussion,
And
right?
then I'm stuck in a spot, well, do I make the change or not? So, that's, we can certainly have a draft survey by the next plan commission meeting.
Could you send it out via email a couple days beforehand? So we
Sure.
can look at it and have our questions that night?
Yeah, you can
Probably
put it in the
easier for
packet,
you.
right? And so that people are prepared with their comments and or whatever
Yep.
suggestions.
And in that survey, is it possible to maybe identify some participants? Like ask the question, would you be interested in being part of a,
I would not do that as part of a survey.
You
I
wouldn't?
don't think that is, in all the focus groups I've done, that wouldn't, well, I should take that back. You could, it extends it would make the project much longer. Cause you have a window that the survey is out there, you have to get the results, then you're reaching, after the results, if the survey's out there for 4 weeks, and then you get the results, now you're contacting people and doing focus groups. I wouldn't advise that for this type of project that way.
I guess maybe I don't understand the timing of everything, but, I mean, if you're looking for 4 focus groups, that's 40 people almost.
Yeah.
And,
And whatever.
I know
whatever
6
themes
people,
those are.
and that's it.
Well, that's why we would do the survey, and, in my personal opinion, surveys should be more random. I mean, if somebody's interested in taking it, fine. If, I mean, I guess you'd let your people know that it's out there, but because I personally we want stuff to be random and not skewed to a certain mindset. And normally, we hang out with people that are like us.
Guess maybe I don't understand the survey then.
We would survey residents and property owners, business owners in the city. That's who would be targeted for the survey. And we'd ask a series of questions about existing housing and potential future housing in the city, those broader themes, and get down to identify what people would like to see and not see when it comes to housing in the city. What I'm hearing generally is people are, so far as they understand the challenges in focus groups, and we probably don't want to go there, but maybe there's still some comments here where we want to have focus groups. Is that what I'm hearing? Is you want to have focus groups?
I'm not making any decisions.
Okay.
I'm just asking the question. I mean, if we are gonna go down to focus group at some point after the surveys, I just thought it'd be a nice way to get some volunteers.
We need to know tonight. We don't go down the road and say, we want to create our public participation plan is going to outline how we're going to include the public throughout the process. We can't not identify focus groups tonight and then 2 months down the line, well, now we're going to do focus groups. That's not how we want to do this. So tonight, we either want to say, hey, we're going to do focus groups, or we're not. We want to make that, I want to make,
So what our decision right now, or what's on the table right now, is just do a survey.
No, what's on the table is a social media page to inform the public of what page where citizens will find the survey and updates on the project, a survey, and then meetings to provide feedback through public comments. I can massage that wording. So we'll have public comments here at the Plan Commission, we'll have the survey, and then social media and webpage information, sharing with people about updating the chapter. And we can also have information on the type of housing we currently have, how many units, costs of housing, cost of rent. We can have informational things like that on the webpage to inform people of the state of housing in the city.
I have mixed feelings on it. There's part of me that says, streamline it. You're probably going to get 90% of the information you want from a well-done survey. But at the same time, housing projects and the nature of the housing and people's concerns with what's built in their neighborhoods, I feel like you can't have too much communication with the public on this thing. You think about the last big project, and it was, people were very concerned and interested. It's probably, if anything that the city's done in the last 5 years, it probably created the biggest ruckus, for lack of a better way of saying it. And I feel like it probably is a good idea to do those focus groups and make sure that everyone who wanted to have input on that is heard. And of course,
Just by the way, we had really good input on our Tower Housing Drive project. There wasn't a ruckus at all. We had good input.
Right,
on
I was
it.
gonna bring that
I
up,
didn't
but
mean- I
that's
meant the
because it
dingy
was.
one.
Yeah,
And
that was, but we also had some very productive projects.
Oh,
that
absolutely.
did
The
not-
ruckus makers are usually the ones that don't show up, even if you beg them to.
Well, so I think the seal was broken with the farm, and the tower project was just kind of like, okay, fine, whatever, we're gonna build houses now. Just my personal opinion.
So when you-
I kind of agree with what Steve just said, but, okay, so a lot of people don't come. They have a lot to say online, and unfortunately, a lot of times it's negative, but whatever. And that does take time. So I understand what Steve is saying. Me personally, I could go either way, because I think the people that are gonna be interested, they're gonna respond to the survey, and then they're gonna ask, questions, good questions and that type of thing. But he's got a point. If we don't do something, then, people are like, well, why didn't you have a meeting for people to show up?
Well, we have a public hearing in here though, so
There's
we're
a
not
public-
getting rid of
This
the
is a
public being able
plan.
to show up.
That's true.
This is a plan throughout the process.
Yep.
And the whole idea was in decades past, if you look at planning processes post-World War II, your public input was the public hearing 5 minutes before the plan was adopted. So that's the whole requirement on this is to do it at the front end. Like we did on the Tower Housing Project, we had public input
Yeah.
at the front end, and that usually benefits things. It's not a cure-all, because people aren't always really paying attention.
Well, I think part of it is the struggle of working in an environment where there is not a community newspaper that is well-read. And so that's different than it was, say, 10,
And so
15
people
years
don't
ago.
follow the city Facebook page
Right.
and those types of things, so,
Well, we have an older population that they aren't even on Facebook,
Yeah.
or they're not online.
so, I mean, if you wanna go down the road of focus groups, it's also, important for staff to kind of get some kind of idea of the theme of what those focus groups would be. What I don't wanna hear is we wanna have 4 different focus groups without any input on what those, do we wanna have a renter focus group, a single-family homeowner focus group, rental manager focus group, or, something along those lines. We need some feedback on that.
I like your idea of one of the investors or the owners of the properties, the developers of the properties, and one of the consumers of those properties. And that seems like that addresses the needs of both sides. The other interested party in any multifamily development then is the community that might be neither a renter nor a multifamily owner. And you're right, you have all the meetings with the public comment for that. So I think that gives a lot of people opportunity to be heard.
Couple questions. When you did the survey for the Tower Drive project, what was the response level and how did you advertise that? Was it
We
just
didn't
city
do a
website?
survey. We didn't do a survey. We did a neighborhood meeting. Again, this is upfront information.
But you had a
Upfront.
comment thing online though, right?
We had a common
Okay,
thing
that's
online.
what it
We
was.
did have that.
Did you have a good response on that?
I don't trust my memory, but we probably had between 20 and 50 comments.
Okay.
But we did the neighborhood meeting, which was very well attended.
Yeah, there's a lot there.
And some of the best quality information we got was at the National Night Out, where they felt really comfortable one-on-one with them. They asked questions, they were thoughtful. It was low pressure for everyone involved. It was fantastic. And in fact, we're gonna be at National Night Out with zoning rewrite stuff, because it was a really good conversation last year. I was really happy with that, and so we're gonna do that again for the zoning rewrite.
And then my second question or statement, I guess, is as far as focus groups go, I know in the past, doing these rewrites and participation, I've been through them. We actually had people show up for that when we did have specific groups. We limited it to, we had homeowners because they have the most stake in the game because that's how most of our city is made. Business owners, and I kind of question renters because a lot of them are here for a little bit and then gone. How many of them actually turn into homeowners here? But I also think that it does bring some good data. I think we have to at least try and give that opportunity.
Just know that when we do these, it won't be inviting them to a meeting. It'll be a private, special invite.
Right.
It won't be on TV. It'll be, 7 people in a room having a conversation with David and I. That's how it's gonna be
Yeah.
executed, so.
So it won't include council or us?
No. You'll see a summary of the results.
I like that because I think it'll be a little more candid and people might be more open with you guys versus council members or plan commission.
Can we put something in here where and I know you want it like a straight yes or a no, but to kind of go back to the maybe point, can we put something in here that if you get enough participants to do a business and a homeowner focus groups, then we'll do it, but if you don't get enough participation to make it worthwhile, then you don't do it.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know, like, I haven't seen, I mean, Tower Drive, that was amazing participation
Yeah.
that we had there, but I haven't seen, I mean, I see people continually commenting online about how, you know, we don't have public hearings for XYZ when we had them, and we talked about them in meetings, and we put it on social media and stuff like that. So it's like, quick to care about it after the fact, but not quick to pay attention to it in the forefront. So, I think that if we put in there, if you get enough participation, do it, then I think that would be good.
I would say a minimum focus group size would be 5 and no more than 9.
Okay, you can
In
put
my
that in the
group.
plan, right?
So if we could massage some language in there saying, like you said, if that's the direction you wanna go, and I can like, if you guys wanna take that approach, I can massage that, and take that to council, cause council has to approve this.
Yeah, I was gonna say, we can just, that can be part of the motion to do 2 focus groups, 1 for businesses and 1 for homeowners. And if you can't get at least 5, but no more than 9 people for it, then don't do it.
And when you say businesses, what does that mean?
Business owners. That's what I heard, right? Well, I don't know, I heard business owners, which isn't
So,
always the developer.
The Quick Trip owner, or are you meaning, the owner of an apartment building tied to
that's
apartment
what you
building
would
or a
refer to,
kind?
I'd say business owner slash manager, because if you get a Quick Trip manager, you're not gonna get the owner to come down here.
Or
for a-
manager, but I guess I'm trying to say, is it any business or business tied to?
No, it's tied to housing, cause this is housing.
Okay, we're hearing different things here, so,
Yeah, that was a bad example, my apologies.
so,
Like managers for apartment complex.
okay,
Complex.
all right, that's what I wanna ferret out.
Yeah, no, I think that makes sense, because
Yes.
business sounds like a, okay.
Multi-dwelling owners and then consumers.
Multifamily, multifamily property owners or
Property
managers.
owners.
There you go.
And
Okay.
developers,
That's
Yeah.
what I meant to say.
right, because the goal is also to potentially draw people in, builders into the community. So,
Right, or
yeah.
developers, yeah.
Does
Or-
it have to be a developer that has a, development in the city, or
I
could it be?
wouldn't know.
Because,
I mean, who could, you could get, I don't know what they're, I don't remember what they're called now, but they used to be Red Bud. I mean, he might come
They're
over
here
here.
still,
Uh,
Valito
and we-
Yes.
and there, I think.
Baldo or
d-
Valito.
Valito.
I think there's some developers outside the city that could give us some outsider's perspective
Yeah.
as well. So
Yep.
we might be able to, we have some relationships with others that
Yep.
might be
And
willing to
maybe
do
the
that.
current developer would come
Could-
in, that's doing Tower Drive.
I guess going backwards, kind of the approach you took on Tower, you know, you had the neighborhood approach. Could you have a town hall prior to the survey? One, you get a lot better input, traction on your survey that it's coming out, but just to have a town hall to say, hey, this is what we're trying to understand.
We can do
Surveys,
that.
surveys coming out,
I can-
and then
we
the
can do
focus,
that.
focus groups could be if needed, right?
We can do that, just know that, when it comes to attendance to something like that, don't have a high bar.
Yeah, because I think the one for Tower Drive, I mean, it's.
That was a neighborhood
That was a
meeting,
neighborhood
There was
specific
emotion.
meeting, you know?
and.
Yeah,
so
it's
that
very
was di-
emotional driven, right?
Yeah.
Right, that
Very
was, the
different.
majority of those people were probably Red Bud
This is very
trails.
esoteric.
A lot of them were,
Yeah.
or like over by my house.
So, and we've done a number of these, town hall style public input meetings in the last year regarding street projects and other projects. And they're not usually well attended despite aggressive promotion.
Okay.
So if you do a town hall, that would be an opportunity though to see if anybody, you know, you could get people that would be interested, to say, you know, ask people if they're interested to do the focus group, and maybe they might get engaged.
That'd be wild if we even had 20 people show up to it. We need,
Well,
We
we
would
had
be-
12 when we
Seriously,
enrolled at
Molly's
the senior
right.
center for we only had 12, and 4 of us were council.
yeah,
or-
and city
and
employees.
city employees. It was you and I, some city employees, then
Joe.
probably like 6
It
other
was
people.
right. It was literally like 5 or 6 people that showed
Right.
up.
But, I mean, if you get younger people that are interested in what's going on, you know, there's always the possibility. You know, we have to give people the opportunity, because when they don't show up, we can be like, well, you didn't come.
Well, that's why I think if we limit it to a survey and then the focus groups, it's like, then it's the people that really want to participate.
And we have public
you know.
comments on every plan commission meeting.
Yeah.
Yep.
And we're doing a public hearing. I mean, there is opportunities and we're not like blowing this up. I want to make sure we're right sizing the amount of focus groups and surveys and public hearings and public comments. You don't want to overkill it for the situation.
No, two focus groups, I think is.
I would
a
agree.
good
I
number.
mean, I think the plan elements as listed here, I think are a good mix of communication and feedback.
So we could take one of those public hearings or those public comments and kind of turn it into a really town hall feedback conversation.
Right, and that's basically what, I mean, that's
Yeah.
basically what a public hearing is anyway, with just a different name.
It's just at the end of the process. And so
Yeah.
we're at the beginning of the process, we're having survey focus groups, we're having website and social media updates throughout the process. And at the end, we have a public hearing, which is
Yeah.
essentially a town hall.
So you're covering beginning, during, and after.
Yes.
So, I mean, I guess I'm good with that. I feel like, you know, if we want to throw in the 2 focus groups that we had talked about, if we get the participation that we can get, but I think we should draw the line there. Otherwise, we're going to be taking up a lot of staff time for historically little turnout.
Yep.
And
I
one of
agree.
one of these things, when we start recruiting for focus groups, what helps staff out is all of you and all the people that you know, and sharing that opportunity and getting people to volunteer. So, you know, we can do better if all of us, if we have more people out there asking and telling 1 or 2, you know, if each one of you informed like 2 people that you think might participate, that would meet one of these things, we might actually get a good focus group. So I just, this is one of these things where you guys as plan commissioners can really help beyond just being at the meetings. It's actually helping to get people to participate.
So, just out of curiosity, is there potential to send a specific invite to, what's the name of the company, Valdo? Valido, and then to any other developer that has done something? I mean, because that might actually be, you know, people really appreciate it when you ask them for their opinion, right? So-
Absolutely, absolutely. And we just met with some of these people in April in our stakeholder group for the zoning rewrite.
Yep. So I think that would be, you know, because you might get better feedback, especially if we are proactive and go ahead and ask them to come instead of just saying, hey, we're doing this, can you show up? You know, if you show up.
I absolutely, I think for for homeowners, there's a broad ask through social media. Then there's also alders and plan commissioners, other city employees, helping to inform and recruit potential people
Yeah.
for the focus group. So it's more than that for that, because that's a really wide group. But for the business owner piece, that is, we have a list of people
Okay.
to contact with
And that
with
okay.
established relationships. So I wrote specific, we made specific invites to people at that
Okay.
group, and we had good turnout. We had a couple people that wanted to participate, and at last second, stuff came up and they couldn't participate. So, I think, that group would be willing to participate. again.
Great.
So, any further discussion? I would entertain a motion.
Did you take notes?
I did take notes, so I can
Figured she
make
would.
all the motions
So
tonight.
just, she's the secretary, so she's supposed to be taking notes.
Finally she's doing something.
Just saying.
So are we looking for a vote on how to proceed with that, or was that just a discussion?
We don't have a motion as far as I.
No, we don't have a motion. I was entertaining,
Yeah,
a
I
motion.
was, I mean, unless anybody objects,
Right.
I was gonna make the motion to include the 2 focus groups that we talked about. Okay. Let me try to get this out right. So I move to approve the public participation plan with the note that we would like 2 focus groups, one for multifamily property owners or managers or developers, and another one for homeowners, to be no less than 5 and no more than 9 people. And if that cannot occur, then we can, if we cannot get that participation, then you can eliminate those 2 focus groups.
I will second that.
Is there, trying to remember what the process is to amend that, I would like to see it, instead of necessarily saying homeowners, maybe residents, and leave that more broad, because if you were trying to involve the occupants of the dwellings that are in discussion, I think that could be good.
Oh, I thought we weren't gonna do renters
Yeah.
because they can be in and out.
Right, because they're transient.
I'd like your first term, consumers.
Yeah.
So either you're a consumer of a home or you're a consumer of a apartment, or you were,
I would, yeah. I like the idea of involving residents, because people who rent also pay taxes here through their rent. I mean, they're not insignificant or unimportant people in our community.
and I think they just have spoken with how fast that apartment building got filled up.
So Steve, you can say, you can make another motion. So you can.
Well, I
would
can
like-
amend, I'm okay
Yeah.
amending my
Okay,
motion. I
okay.
just need to know what the majority wants here, because I think we're kind of split a little bit.
I think you're pigeonholing if you say homeowner.
I think this gives you a more broad
Yeah, if you're a home renter, for example, or,
residents.
Nate and
Yeah,
Shelley,
resident.
are you good with
I'm
that?
okay with amending it.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, I'll move to amend my motion from homeowner to resident to resident.
I will second that.
I'll first it, or,
any further discussion? All right, all in favor?
Aye.
All against? Motion carries. Good discussion.
So this will go to council, not Tuesdays, because packets just out. Probably right away tomorrow morning, probably.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I haven't seen it yet. Normally it comes out on Thursdays now, but I haven't seen it yet, so.
I think Susan was working on the swearing in documents.
Oh, yes.
So this will probably be at the council meeting after that, which would be,
The 16th?
yep. Meanwhile, we'll get started on some things.
Like the survey and
the
stuff like that?
survey.
Okay, perfect.
We'll get a draft, we'll take a look at what online, it won't be a paper survey, it'll be an online survey, because that gets into a whole different level of cost and things like that. So we'll look at, some of those things. We'll get going on that. We can have a draft of that at the next plan commission meeting. And, cause I think we're on
When
future
do you,
gen.
when do you envision the survey to be ready?
We'll have a draft at the next plan commission meeting, it'll be in your packet.
So it'll be open for National Night Out? That window will probably be open?
Yes,
So maybe have little QR codes or something there on paper for people to take and,
yep,
Or even like a tablet or something like that. I mean, you can borrow my tablet for all I care,
Sure.
where people could fill it out right there if they really wanted to. I mean, I don't know how long you plan the survey to be, but some people, like, you can catch them in the moment if
Yeah.
it's not
Oh,
too
yeah.
long.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, what are you gonna just do 10 questions or probably 10?
We haven't really sat down to the details on this.
Yeah, if it's like 10 or 15, most people would do it, but if it gets any more lengthy than that, then they lose focus.
We'll put some thought into what,
Maybe you can do a short version there and a long version online.
That's true.
I mean,
And
that
if
is the
you-
short version is still like the same questions are on the long version, just more questions, you know? So then you can still, you're not doing apples and
we'll figure
oranges.
something. We'll-
But yeah. Okay.
My only suggestion, having done surveys this spring for work, do multiple choice, select all that apply sort of things. So limit the, open, like, what would you like to see? And just do a comment section at the bottom.
No,
'Cause
that's-
people won't fill that out.
Well, and if they do, with all the surveys I've done, when you do that, there's no way to collate a
Yeah,
thread from
it's a
it,
nightmare.
because it's,
Right.
if there's 50 comments, it's 50 different
Yep.
topics.
Yep.
And that really doesn't help you out. That's what the focus groups are for,
Right.
is that more in-depth comment
Okay.
stuff.
Yep.
Yeah, you identify what the focus item should be.
Well, the comments are interesting, what you get.
They are interesting.
All right, any future agenda items?
We have, so the survey will be on there. We have the zoning rewrite. At the next meeting, we'll be spending some time on that. We've been working on a draft, new zoning map. So we have some work there. The CSM that's gonna be for the Tower Drive property. So that'll be a 3-lot split, one of them being for, city parkland. And then, of course, the survey there, and there could be, well, we haven't received any zoning requests or anything like that, which I'm happy, because we've got plenty other stuff on the table, and the July meeting will be long enough as it is. So that's a good thing. So that's what I have there for Plan Commission.
This is probably a dumb question, but is there a way we can get an update on all the projects going on in the city of Columbus? Road projects, parking lot projects, park projects? I was driving down Birdsey today and I'm like, oh my God, there's a big project. I mean, not that it matters to me, but just having an update
I
that,
mean, West School Street project, or
yeah, it's going north, it's not
Birdsey,
school.
it's on Birdsey Street, you said?
I was going down Birdsey, but it was to the north or to the right of, I guess that would be to the east
Okay.
of Birdsey.
Well, I do, there is a current projects list on the webpage, so I have that there. I don't have street projects listed there, because that's not something I'm directly a part of.
Well, Matt always sends out that recap too, and he has
He does,
really
but
good
not
info in
everybody's
there.
on that. Mike, are you signed up
Mike
for
should
the
be.
recap from Matt?
Yep, I
Okay.
am.
Yeah.
It's all on there?
Yeah,
All the
and,
street
A lot
and,
of it.
I know you're just gonna love this, but a lot of that stuff is also in the packets.
What packets?
Council packets.
Oh, I don't read
And he
council
gets,
packets.
and he gets,
I know.
one of the things I can share with the Plan Commission, I share this with CDA. Well, it's on the council, the department activity report. I share that with, council and CDA. I can start including that, with the Plan Commission as well. So Mike, you'll get it twice.
Perfect.
So I can do that.
Twice the fun.
Motion to adjourn?
I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
I don't think anybody made the first.
I'll move to adjourn. I wasn't sure if that was a motion or a question, so I was just kind of sitting here.
Yeah, motion to adjourn.
We have a first and second, all in favor?
Aye.
All against?